The night started like any other in Harlem, but by sunrise, it had become the most shocking, jaw-dropping spectacle in hip-hop history. Jim Jones, the man known for controversy, loyalty tests, and public battles with the woman who stood by him for over 2 decades, pulled off the unthinkable, a surprise 53rd birthday party for Chrissy Lampkin. But don't get it twisted. This wasn't just balloons and cake. This was betrayal disguised as celebration. This was love draped in secrets. This was a night where every smile hit a dagger. Guests walked into what looked like a fairy tale: crystal chandeliers, velvet walls, a custom Queen Chrissy ice sculpture glittering under the lights. But behind the music, behind the champagne toasts, insiders whispered of hidden agendas, leaked text threads, and guests who should have never been invited. Why was that X in the corner? Who leaked the clip of Jim screaming backstage just minutes before Chrissy's entrance? And why did Mama Jones storm out in tears before the candles were even lit? What should have been the happiest night of Chrissy's life quickly mutated into an emotional battleground, packed with betrayal, confrontation, and social media chaos that had Harlem and the entire industry on fire. You thought this was just a birthday. No, this was the party that exposed everything. And by the end of the night, fans weren't asking if Chrissy felt loved. They were asking if her entire empire was about to collapse. The night started like any other in Harlem, but by sunrise, it had become the most shocking, jaw-dropping spectacle in hip-hop history. Jim Jones, the man known for controversy, loyalty tests, and public battles with the woman who stood by him for over 2 decades, pulled off the unthinkable, a surprise 53rd birthday party for Chrissy Lampkin. But don't get it twisted. This wasn't just balloons and cake. This was betrayal disguised as celebration. This was love draped in secrets. This was a night where every smile hit a dagger. Guests walked into what looked like a fairy tale: crystal chandeliers, velvet walls, a custom Queen Chrissy ice sculpture glittering under the lights. But behind the music, behind the champagne toasts, insiders whispered of hidden agendas, leaked text threads, and guests who should have never been invited. Why was that X in the corner? Who leaked the clip of Jim screaming backstage just minutes before Chrissy's entrance? And why did Mama Jones storm out in tears before the candles were even lit? What should have been the happiest night of Chrissy's life quickly mutated into an emotional battleground, packed with betrayal, confrontation, and social media chaos that had Harlem and the entire industry on fire. You thought this was just a birthday. No, this was the party that exposed everything. And by the end of the night, fans weren't asking if Chrissy felt loved. They were asking if her entire empire was about to collapse. The night Harlem thought it would be celebrating love turned into the night the internet declared war. Jim Jones, rap legend, Dipset soldier, and forever fiancé decided to throw the most extravagant, over-the-top surprise party for Chrissy Lampkin's 53rd birthday. On the surface, was a kind of storybook moment fans had been begging for. The man finally putting his woman first, finally giving her the spotlight she deserved. But as the footage leaked, as insiders spilled tea, and as receipts started dropping in real time, it became clear this wasn't just a party. This was an emotional ambush disguised as love. Chrissy walked in expecting a private dinner. Instead, she opened the doors to a Harlem venue dripping with chandeliers, gold-trimmed drapes, and a massive ice sculpture carved with the words Queen Chrissy. Balloons rained down. A Dipset medley blared, and over 100 voices screamed surprise. Cameras caught her genuine shock, her hand over her mouth, tears glistening in her eyes. Jim, beaming in diamonds and shades, kissed her hand like a king crowning his queen. For one fleeting moment, the internet sighed. Finally. But that sigh wouldn't last long. Minutes before Chrissy's entrance, an audio file surfaced on Twitter, a muffled backstage recording of Jim yelling, "I told you, not tonight. Don't ruin this for me." The leak hit timelines instantly, sending fans into panic. Who was he screaming at? A promoter? A side chick? Someone demanding their place at the party? As Chrissy crossed the threshold, hashtags began to trend. Hashtag Team Chrissy and hashtag Jim exposed. Fans were already split, some rooting for Jim as a man trying to honor his queen. Others convinced Chrissy was walking into a carefully choreographed lie. Inside the party, the guest list raised eyebrows. Leaked clips revealed faces no one expected. A known former flame of Jim's clinking glasses at the bar. A rival producer whispering to Mama Jones in the corner. And most cryptic of all, an unidentified woman, face blurred in every reposted clip, sitting just a few tables from Chrissy. Who invited her? Why was she there? Fans dubbed her instantly. The problem. Jim tried to control the narrative with performances. Old Dipset affiliates rapped for Chrissy. A gospel choir sang "You Are So Beautiful," bringing her to tears. But the crowd's energy shifted as whispers spread. At the same time, leaked screenshots hit Instagram. A group chat allegedly between Chrissy's closest friends, reading, "Sis, be careful. He's hiding something." Another DM from an anonymous account simply said, "She's in the room tonight." The tipping point came when Mama Jones grabbed the microphone during a toast. "This is a beautiful night," she declared, voice trembling with fire. But lies don't live long. Gasps filled the room. Jim lunged for the mic, but Mama Jones stormed out, her heels slamming against the floor. Seconds later, her exit hit Twitter Live. Fans went into overdrive. Was she warning Chrissy? Was she sabotaging Jim? Or was she exposing something no one wanted to hear? While Chrissy tried to smile, the storm gathered speed. Another leak hit. Shaky footage of Jim outside earlier that evening. Phone pressed to his ear. His voice, though muffled, sent chills. "If she finds out tonight, it's over. Don't come inside." Theories spun out of control. The blurred-faced woman wasn't random. She was intentional. And Jim was terrified of being caught. The birthday cake rolled out next. A 5-tier spectacle covered in gold leaf and diamonds. The choir led the crowd into happy birthday, but chaos erupted in the back of the room. 2 women screaming, security dragging them apart. Guests shouted as phones recorded every second. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere. One woman shrieking, "You're his real date." The other spitting back, "Sit down, you don't know me?" Twitter imploded. By the time Chrissy blew out her candles, #JimGotCaught was trending worldwide. Celebrities wasted no time pouring gasoline on the fire. Tamar Braxton tweeted, "Every queen deserves her crown, not clown shoes." Cardi B posted cryptically, "Harlem looking messy tonight." Even Love and Hip Hop alum Kimbella chimed in, "Child, I warned y'all about these surprises." But the deadliest blow came directly from Chrissy. Her IG story updated mid-party with one chilling word scrawled across a photo of her gripping the cake knife. Why? Fans froze. Was she calling out Jim? Was it a cry for help? Or was it aimed at the blurred-faced woman whose presence everyone was now dissecting frame by frame? As the night spiraled, an anonymous Twitter account dropped the smoking gun. A 45-second audio clip from inside the venue captured Jim whispering in a woman's ear, "Don't stand so close to her. I can't have this blow up here." His voice was undeniable. The blurred-faced woman was no longer a theory. She was the scandal. By the end of the night, Chrissy slipped out early. Her face hidden behind oversized sunglasses, her smile gone. Jim stayed behind, pacing angrily, screaming into his phone. Who leaked this? Mama Jones went live from her car shouting, "I told you." Harlem's about to see the truth. Clips of her rant gained hundreds of thousands of views in minutes. Fans stayed up until dawn dissecting every angle. Twitter Spaces ballooned to thousands of listeners debating if Chrissy had finally reached her breaking point. Instagram flooded with memes of her why, a toast. TikTokers reenacted Mama Jones snatching the mic, setting it to dramatic soundtracks. And then, just as the world thought it couldn't get worse, the notorious leak page at Harlem Truths dropped a bomb. This was just the first act. Tomorrow, the real receipts drop. Tomorrow, the real receipts drop. The celebration had ended, but Harlem and Chrissy were left standing in the wreckage. A birthday that should have crowned her queen had turned into a battlefield of lies. whispers and betrayals waiting to detonate. The party was over, but the scandal, that was just beginning. The internet didn't sleep. By dawn, Harlem was still ablaze with clips, memes, and fan theories dissecting every frame of Chrissy's birthday party. But the true storm hit the next evening, when at Harlem Truths, the infamous leak account made good on its promise. The real receipts. Fans braced themselves, and within seconds, the entire hip-hop world was flipped upside down. The first drop was a screen recording of text messages allegedly between Jim and the blurred-faced woman spotted at the party. One message read, "I'll seat you in the back, but don't come near the stage. She can't know." Another, "Let me handle the toast. Don't react if mama says anything." The messages detonated like dynamite. Fans were enraged. Had Jim invited another woman, possibly a lover, into Chrissy's sacred birthday? The second leak was even more chilling. A voice note allegedly from Chrissy's phone. Jim's voice crackled through the speaker. "Stop pressing me about marriage. You already got the ring. You got the life. Why you need the papers? That's just for show." Fans were livid. For years, Chrissy had carried the weight of waiting for Jim to marry her, a storyline Love and Hip Hop had immortalized. And now, on the night meant to honor her, proof surfaced that Jim had no plans of ever tying the knot within minutes. Twitter became a battlefield. Hashtags like #Chrissy deserves better and #Jim lied again soared. Fans dragged Jim, calling him manipulative and selfish. Others defended him, claiming the leaks were fake or staged to ruin his moment. But one thing was clear, Chrissy's party had become less about celebration and more about exposure. Celebrities couldn't resist. Remy Ma posted, "Sometimes the party ain't for you, it's for the cameras." Funk Flex went live on Hot 97, blasting Jim. "Harlem, don't play women like that. If this is true, he's done." Even Fat Joe chimed in. "Man, love your queen in private, don't embarrass her in public." And then came the clip that sent shivers through everyone watching. A video from backstage surfaced shaky, low-light footage of Jim arguing with Mama Jones before the party. Mama's voice rang clear. "She gonna find out, Jimmy. You can't hide her forever." Jim snapped back. "Not tonight, Ma. Don't ruin this for me." The audience gasped. Mama wasn't just being dramatic. She knew she had warned him, and he had silenced her as the leaks piled on. Chrissy broke her silence. She posted a cryptic black screen with 3 words, "I heard everything." That single post triggered hysteria. Fans flooded her comments with support, urging her to leave Jim once and for all. Others begged her to go live, desperate for her side of the story. But Chrissy wasn't the only one sending messages. A mysterious Instagram burner popped up, claiming to be close to Jim's real truth. The account posted a grainy screenshot of an alleged FaceTime call between Jim and the blurred-faced woman, timestamped just hours before the birthday party. The caption read, "He told her he loved her, then went to throw a party for Chrissy." The post spread like wildfire. By the time Instagram tried to suppress it, the clip had already been reposted thousands of times. The chaos boiled over when a secret recording leaked from inside the party itself. Jim's voice again, whispering during the commotion. "If this blows up, we'll just spin it. She's not going anywhere." Fans were disgusted. Was Jim so confident in Chrissy's loyalty that he believed she'd endure endless humiliation? Meanwhile, Mama Jones doubled down. She went live again, hair wrapped, eyes blazing. "I told y'all my son don't respect nobody. It's not even the woman who built him. If Chrissy stays, that's on her. But I said what I said." The comments section was a war zone. Some praised Mama for defending Chrissy. Others accused her of sabotaging her own son. Either way, the damage was done. As Harlem burned, Chrissy's allies stepped up. Emily B posted a supportive message, "A queen never begs for loyalty." Yandy Smith, once embroiled in feuds with Chrissy, posted an eyebrow-raising comment, "Tables always turn." Fans instantly speculated. Was Yandy shading Jim? Or subtly siding with Chrissy after years of beef? Then came the footage no one expected. A leaked video from the party's security cameras showed Jim slipping out of the venue mid-celebration, disappearing for nearly 20 minutes. When he returned, his shirt looked rumpled, his demeanor shaken. Fans went feral with theories. Was he meeting the blurred-faced woman outside? Was he trying to cover up the leaks? Or was he simply spiraling under the pressure? The narrative spiraled even further when at Harlem Truths dropped one final teaser. A cropped screenshot of an email allegedly between Jim and VH1 producers. The subject line read, "Chrissy's party storyline." Fans were stunned. Was the entire surprise party scripted for reality TV? Was this chaos orchestrated for ratings? Or was someone inside the network leaking private emails to stoke the flames? By midnight, social media was split into factions. Hashtag Team Chrissy demanded she walk away and expose Jim fully. Hashtag Team Jim insisted the leaks were fake, crafted to sabotage Harlem's king. And a new hashtag trended above them all. Hashtag Who is she? Fans obsessed with unmasking the blurred-faced woman. Some claimed she was a stylist. Others swore she was an old flame. A few whispered she was much more a secret partner, living in the shadows for years, as the world debated. Chrissy posted one final story before disappearing offline. It was a clip of her blowing out her candles but slowed down, her face emotionless. The caption reading, "Nothing's the same." And then came the cliffhanger that made the internet collectively scream. At 2 a.m., at Harlem Truths tweeted, "Friday, full video Jim. Her, Chrissy, walks in." The timeline exploded. Fans begged for answers, desperate to know what full video meant. Did Chrissy really catch Jim red-handed on her birthday? Was there unseen footage proving the betrayal? Or was Harlem about to witness the most explosive exposure in love and hip-hop history? One thing was certain. The party that began as a celebration had become a scandal that threatened to destroy everything Jim and Chrissy had built. And with the full video looming, Harlem and the world braced for impact. Friday arrived like a countdown to an execution. Fans across the world waited at their screens, eyes locked on at Harlem Truths, refreshing every second. When the clock hit midnight, the post dropped and Harlem was never the same. The full video was here, and it made every rumor, every blurred clip, every whispered leak look like child's play. The grainy footage began with Jim pacing in a hallway, phone pressed to his ear, muttering, "Keep her out of sight. I'll handle this." Seconds later, the blurred-faced woman appeared, no longer blurred, her identity finally exposed. She was a boutique owner from the Bronx, someone who had been spotted with Jim years before, rumored but never confirmed. She leaned against the wall, laughing, brushing his arm, her voice clear. "You really think she won't find out?" Then came the moment that set the internet ablaze. Chrissy walked into frame, clearly searching for Jim. She froze, staring at the two of them together. Jim's face turned pale. The woman smirked, and Chrissy whispered just one word before storming out. Again. The clip ended abruptly, but the damage was catastrophic. Fans flooded Twitter within minutes. Hashtag Chrissy Caught 'em skyrocketed. Clips of Chrissy's heartbreak went viral. TikTokers adding sad piano tracks. Instagram accounts looping her whispered again like a haunting chorus. For many, it confirmed everything. Jim's betrayal wasn't speculation, it was fact. And worse, it wasn't the first time. The fallout was immediate. Chrissy disappeared offline, deleting her IG stories, leaving only one chilling post, a black screen with the words, "Fool me twice." Fans poured into her comments with support. "Leave him. We love you, Chrissy. Protect your peace." Her silence screamed louder than any rant. Meanwhile, Jim tried to spin the story. Hours after the leak, he went live shirtless, smoke swirling around him, rambling. "Y'all believe anything y'all see on the internet? That video, old man, old. That wasn't her birthday. Stop playing with my life." But fans weren't buying it. The timestamps matched. The outfits matched. Even the decorations in the clip matched the venue. Every denial made him look more desperate. Every denial made him look more desperate. Mama Jones re-entered the storm, dropping her own bombshell. She went live with tears in her eyes, admitting, "I begged him to stop. I told him, don't play with Chrissy's heart no more. But my son, don't listen." Now look, her raw honesty broke Harlem's heart and divided it too. Some fans praised her for siding with Chrissy. Others blasted her for airing family business online. But one thing was undeniable. Mama Jones had confirmed what everyone feared as the internet processed. More receipts poured in. Screenshots of Cash App payments from Jim to the boutique owner, labeled with emojis that fans dissected like hieroglyphs. A voicemail leaked from the woman herself, laughing, saying, "He's never gonna marry her. She knows it. I know it." The cruelty was unbearable. Fans fumed, demanding justice for Chrissy. Celebrities jumped into the frenzy, each one making the storm bigger. Tamar Braxton posted, "This is why you don't wait 20 years on nobody." Cardi B doubled down. "That man embarrassed her too many times. This is it." Funk Flex ranted on the radio. "He's done in Harlem. Done." Even Wendy Williams' old clips resurfaced, with fans splicing her warnings about Jim and Chrissy into the narrative like prophecy. But the twist that no one saw coming dropped just as the outrage peaked. A second video leaked, this time filmed inside the venue's private lounge. It showed Chrissy confronting Jim after the hallway scene. Her voice cracked with fury. "You dragged me here to humiliate me. You paraded me in front of Harlem, knowing she was in the building." Jim's response was chilling. "You knew what this was. Don't act brand new." The internet exploded. That one sentence became a viral soundbite, set to beats, remixed into TikToks, and quoted on Twitter 1,000,000 times. Fans dissected it endlessly. What did he mean by, "you knew what this was"? Was Jim admitting that Chrissy had long known about his double life? Was he suggesting she tolerated it for the fame, the lifestyle, the TV checks? Or was it gaslighting him, twisting the knife in the middle of her heartbreak? Chrissy's allies made their positions clear. Emily B posted a photo of Chrissy with the caption, "Real love deserves loyalty." Remy Ma reposted Chrissy's black screen with prayer hands. Yandy Smith, whose history with Chrissy was always rocky, simply wrote, "Tables turned." The comment section lit up. Was Yandy shading Jim or calling out Chrissy? The ambiguity only fueled the chaos. As Harlem burned, Chrissy finally reappeared. Late Friday night, she went live from a dimly lit room, her eyes swollen, her voice shaking. "I gave that man my life," she said, "and he gave me a circus. I'm not a clown. I'm not a prop. I'm done." The comments exploded with love and heartbreak. Tens of thousands watched in silence as Chrissy, visibly trembling, ended the stream with one final line. The party was the funeral. "My love is dead." She logged off. That live changed everything. Fans shifted from anger to mourning, treating it like the end of an era. Memes painted Chrissy as Harlem's eternal queen, betrayed but never broken. Twitter erupted with threads documenting her 20-year journey with Jim, reposting old love and hip-hop clips with captions like, "She deserved better from the start." But just as sympathy peaked, the final cliffhanger arrived. At Harlem Truths posted one last cryptic message. "This wasn't the last video. There's one more. The doomsday clip. When it drops, everyone's hands get dirty." The internet froze. Fans speculated wildly. What could possibly be worse than watching Chrissy walk in on Jim with another woman? Rumors swirled. Was the doomsday clip about money laundering? About VH1 producers scripting the entire scandal? About Chrissy herself hiding secrets that would flip the narrative? All anyone knew was this. The birthday party that was supposed to crown Chrissy queen had instead torn Harlem apart, shattered a 20-year relationship, and left fans breathless for more. Chrissy's whispered again, Jim's arrogant, "You knew what this was." Mama Jones's warning, these were no longer just sound bites. They were scars etched into the culture forever. And with the doomsday clip looming, fans knew the saga wasn't over. In fact, it had only just begun. And there you have it, the party that was supposed to celebrate love. Loyalty and a 20-year bond ended as the most humiliating spectacle Harlem has ever seen. Chrissy's whispered again. Jim's cold. You knew what this was. Mama Jones's warnings. And the blurred-faced woman's smirk will haunt the culture forever. But if you think this saga is finished, you're dead wrong. Because the leaks aren't slowing down, they're just getting darker. At Harlem Truths promise the doomsday clip. Video so explosive, it won't just shatter Jim and Chrissy's love story. It could pull in producers, celebrities, and family members we never imagined were part of this mess. And when it drops, it's not just gossip anymore. It's blood in the water. So here's the question. Are you going to be the last to know? Or are you going to be here front row when the final bombshell detonates? Don't wait for someone else to send you the link. Hit that like button right now if you're standing with Chrissy. Drop a comment. Do you believe she's finally done? Or will she stay locked in this cycle? And most importantly, smash that subscribe button and turn on every notification. Because the next leak could land at 2 a.m. And by morning, the whole internet will already be dissecting it without you. This isn't just drama. This isn't just reality TV. This is history in the making. And the doomsday clip is coming. Doomsday clip is coming.